Well, for our first share in the chair of the year, we have someone fairly new, just a little over a year, to our community, a year and some change. But he's in leadership, so you've gotten to know him, and you're going to get to know him a little bit better today. Would you please welcome to this chair, Reverend Ty Bradley. So, you came from California, another coast, another time zone, another culture, really. And you came from a different sort of church. It was sort of a suburban church, a storefront church. You come from a less theologically diverse background than you find here. Ty started out in the Assemblies of God, went to Assembly of God College. Then went to a mainline Protestant seminary, which, but started out a little to the right of that. And so here you are, a different time zone, a different culture, a different coast, a different kind of church, a 7-day-a-week church, and a theologically diverse church that certainly would include some of the things from your background, but not limited to that. What has that been like, this huge culture shift that you somehow agreed to do? What has that been like, this new life you have?
Well, first and foremost, it has been wonderful being here in South Florida, specifically at Sunshine Cathedral for the past year, and that's largely on account of all of you and all of you guys have opened your hearts to me, and I just feel, after 43 years on the best coast, and now we call it the left coast, that's what you say, we say the best coast and the least coast, but after 43 years there, I feel like I am South Floridan, through and through.
So it's been really nice talking to the Reverend Ty Bradley. Please rise as you're able. Oh, no. Go ahead.
But yeah, the shift in the church has been palpable. But I came here looking for that. I knew that I needed to expand myself. I've been in some form of ministry going back 20 plus years, but never being able to participate at the level that for the last year as an intern and now as on staff in a church, like you said, a 7-day-a-week church, I think is an excellent way to say that is doing so much and has such a forward-looking vision and is always about excellence, both in what we are doing and in the vision for what we want to do. And that has been exciting. It hasn't been difficult. It's been challenging. Like, how do I fit in based upon the skill set that I brought in to my time here from what I've done before. But, it's interesting. I looked in a memorabilia box that I had that got shipped out to me just last week that I hadn't seen in a few years. And in it was a yearbook from college when I was in the Assemblies of God College back a long time ago. And it was just my senior year, and there was a little interview with me, or just a little thing that just said, this is what do you have to say? And apparently what I had said even back then was the most important thing about Christian ministry is recognizing that people need to hear the good news that they have sacred value and dignity because of the love of their Creator that is infused in them. And so I looked at that and I said, I was in a more theologically conservative context, but that's really been my heart for a long time. And really here, I'm finally in a place where that is what is celebrated and what is preached prophetically and powerfully, and what we act upon. So I'm feeling great.
So you can always tell what your priorities are, because usually what you really, Jesus said, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. What you really believe in, you try to fund, you try to support. And so you can tell the ministries that we're currently most committed to and the ones that we want to grow into, because we're either funding it or we're trying to cast the vision and raise the money to fund it, whatever that is, whether that is to improve the facilities so that we can house more ministry and do more ministry, or whether that's to have staff to do. So one of the things, we are a justice church, we preach justice, we try to do justice, and we're so committed to it, we have hired a justice minister. And so just give us very briefly a little window into what this focus, because we've always been doing it. I've done a little bit, and then Robert does a little bit, and Ann does a little bit, and Kevin does a little, but now we've got someone whose job it is to coordinate that and to pinpoint it and laser focus it. So what can we look forward to a little bit in 2017?
Well, at the first service, I kind of jokingly said, we're going to take to the streets, and kind of tongue-in-cheek. Well, the people responded back in a way that said, yeah, let's take to the streets. We might need to take to the streets. And but in all seriousness, one of the things we do want to do is, and you and I have talked about it, is we want Sunshine Cathedral to be a place that is mobilized and ready, so that should things come down the pike, either locally or on kind of more broad levels than that we can respond, both in word and in deed. And so part of what we'll be doing in 2017 is positioning ourselves to be able to respond rapidly should we need to. That really boils down to getting ourselves acclimated to being that type of congregation. And so we're going to be doing things like having discussions. We're going to have a discussion the first Saturday in February around some of the things we've been experiencing that are justice-oriented issues here locally in our community. We're going to extend that conversation throughout the summer, really, where we're going to be talking about what we're experiencing and what we can do to take action around the types of kind of justice issues that are important to us. We're going to be doing the Justice Bus Tour so we can get a little history, a little education. We're going to be working with
hoe cakes. Don't forget the hoe cakes.
Yeah, right, the hoe cake.
It's
I
a
didn't even
game
know there
changer.
were hoe cakes.
Oh my God,
that was news to me. Unfortunately, I didn't mention hoe cakes in the ad, so you may not get much interest. But we're going to be working ecumenically with a group of churches that have gotten together here in Broward County to do justice work. Right now, they're working on issues like crisis intervention training and mental health issue training for police officers, so that when they have interactions with people who aren't able to comply because they have mental health issues or whatnot, that there isn't unnecessary injury to people on that. So they work on that to try to get things happening locally, and we're going to be working with them more and more this year. We're going to be working with the Global Justice Institute. We're going to be continuing to do our work in Jamaica and other places in the Caribbean. So it'll be locally, it'll be nationally, it'll be internationally. And a lot of it will come from what you guys are already doing. You guys are already doing a lot of great work based upon what's important to you outside of these walls. So we want to bring that in, and we want to figure out how we can support that.
Sounds like we've got some plans to live into and share the gospel message even more powerfully. And so would you please thank Reverend Ty Bradley for his part in that?